Okay. Shift HaRan and Sichos HaRan. We are holding by Shevach Tesvov, number 15. Vayarogil ben Dorim me'oid me'oid. The Rebbe used to make vows. Shakam pamim ksheba hayoy, when the day would come. Kibel alav b'neder kol seder avodah she'er rotzeh lasos bo yisayom. He accepted upon himself, made a neder, he's going to do whatever it is he wanted to do that day. And then afterwards, even though it was very difficult, he had to do it. And he had no choice. Because he already made a neder, right? So I think that we learned this one before. Okay. And he says, even though it was very difficult for him, he had to do it because of the neder, and he did it many, many times. And he had all kinds of gedorim. He's going to do this, he's not going to do that, what it is. It's like, from a taiva, whatever it is, he used to do the gedorim all the time. And a few times he says certain things that he didn't want to be, I don't know, if it's a food, or if it's a this, it's a that, whatever it is, he would swear in Kitas Chefetz that, from that particular thing, he's going to stay away from whatever he wanted to stay away from. So Nosson asked him, and he said that it's not good to do it. Yeah. It's not good to do the dark. So the Rebbe said, this is said about Shemizalnikas Lakir. Because it's unbedingt you'll fall. But somebody who knows that he'll be able to hold it, the Rebbe knew he'll be able to hold it. So he did. The point is that this is, a neder is this is the weapon of Armageddon. This is Judgment Day. Once a person makes a neder or swears, that's it. Lo aleinu, the punishment of nedorim that are being transgressed is the once children, Rachmana litzlan, it's like, don't fool around with the door. Don't fool around with the door. But sometimes a person has no choice. Sometimes a person has no choice. Rarely. But sometimes a person sees that there's just no way. There's just no way. I'll tell you, there's some nagaya to this. I was a smoker. I couldn't stop smoking. The only way that I could actually stop smoking is I made a neder that I will stop smoking for 1 week. The only way I was able to do it, what? I did it with a cigarette in my hand.
Yeah, because you made a neder that I won't smoke for 1 day. Once you go past that, so then you say...
No, I didn't do it for 1 day. No, not at all, no. On Tuesday, you see, there's no problem not smoking on Shabbos. That's it. Doesn't bother. Right. Doesn't bother anybody. In fact, the first cigarette, Moshe Shabbos, is horrible. It's just an opening for the second one. So on Tuesday, middle of the week, with a cup of coffee and a cigarette, I made a neder that from Moshe Shabbos, Moshe Shabbos I don't smoke, from Moshe Shabbos until the next Moshe Shabbos. And to make a neder that you're not going to smoke 3 days hence is no big deal, and not only this, I allowed myself to smoke as much as I wanted until Friday. And talking about Shabbos, I think I can't. It's the first day. Second day, I felt like, I really wanted to smoke. The third day, I was going crazy. I was climbing up the wall. I felt like I wanted to scratch my brain from the inside, like against the skull, get like that. I was going crazy. But I couldn't smoke because, I made a neder. Wednesday, it wasn't that bad. Thursday, didn't feel anything. So immediately, I made an neder for another week. Because I knew once comes Motzei Shabbos, I'll pick up a cigarette and that's the end of it. So on Thursday, I didn't feel the urge to smoke. I said, okay, so I added another week. And like this, I went and added another week. And then like this, it went for another week and then another month. And then I said for a few months. And then at the end, I was able to just let it go. But there are other things. I mean, this is, that's what worked for me, whatever. But there are all kinds of things that, and a person should be very careful. But the main thing is that to make a neder is a hard thing. Because you need to be really resolute. You need certitude. You need a certain kind of. Rav speaks a lot about this Indian of the reason why we don't do what we ought to do, or do that which we ought not to do, is because it's not certain for us. There's no Yishuv Das, which is certain, which is absolute, which is there's no resolve, which is a bold and absolute and unshakable resolve. This is something I should not do.
It's absolute, then it's...
That's the main thing. The main avodah is what this thing that the Rebbe talks about. The Rebbe was totally miyushav and totally resolute. Now that's the thing that's the thing that you ought to do, and this is what you're talking about. That's like they have these lists, the 10 traits of very successful people, whatever it is, of billionaires. You're talking about a spiritual billionaire, the richest trillionaire that ever lived. The Neshama of Moshe Rabbeinu. The main thing that you see over here is hard work, outworking everybody, and resoluteness. Miyushav, what is the thing that I want to achieve? And this is it. Single-minded focus. This is what I'm going to do. Period. And now we're going to the Sichos. Sicha Tesvav. 15. Omar Shu Chochma Malacha Gdola Yot Kama Behema. He says it's a very difficult and deep proficiency to be like a behemoth, to be like an animal, to be like I don't know. So that this is called the B'chnas Kol Hashem Nasan Hashem Chochma Behema. It says that all that Hashem put wisdom, behema, in them. The word behema in them is the word behema. It's a chokhmah for a person to make himself like a behema. What does it mean, like a behema? And it says, Chazal said in the pasuk, Adam v'mato shi Hashem, and tell him, Elu bnei Adam, these are people, she'arubim b'das, that are really crafty in mind, u'mesim atzmam ke-behema, but they put themselves as a behema. As Asaf said, Ani ba velo eida, and I'm ignorant and I know nothing. Behema sayti mach, I was like an animal with you. Go and you call Kadosh Baruch Hu, and you want Kadosh Baruch Hu, and you want the Kedusha, and you believe simply and implicitly, without any chokhmas, without any chikiris, without any all kinds of philosophical mumbo jumbo, nothing. I don't know. I believe, Kodesh Baruch Hu said so. Rabbeinu said so. My chaverim, the one to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu said so. That's what I'm doing. What are you talking about? I don't know nothing. I'm like a behemoth. I'm like an animal. Go talk to a mule. No. A mule standing there doesn't want to move. You can bring a 4x4 and have a group of people hitting him until they get tired and their hands fall off. And it won't move. And it says, but when it comes to staying away from Avera, a person should put his chokhmah where it is and behemoth like where it is. You see, but the Rishonim also writes, the Rishonim is verkehrt. When it comes to emunah, they're smart. They want to know everything. They want to know like the highest things. But when it comes to the Yetzer, they're like behemoths. They behave like animals. It's a verkehrt. When it has to do with emunah, you're like a behemoth. Nothing. I don't know. When it comes to the HaRan, now you're smart. What, am I crazy to do the Averis? I'm not going to behave like a behemoth. No, I'm a human being. When it comes to doing mitzvahs and Averis, then you have to put your seichel into it. But it has to do with emunah, be like a behemoth. I don't know. I'm doing what I need to do, and I learn what I need to learn. Otherwise, I don't know. Leave me alone.
This Rabbeinu says we have to be like behemoths.
Yes. He says when you go to the forest, she's screaming the Kodesh Baruch Hu like an animal. The Pasha, no chkiras in the moon, not trying to understand why, nothing, pashut. The chokhmah should be in staying away from Averis. Staying away, doing mitzvahs. This is where you should put your chokhmah. Don't, and you should know the Yetzer Hara is out to get you. Is out to get you. So Rabbi says, you'll see it says, don't come with your temptations, don't lawyerize with your temptations, say this, say that. He's going to get you, he's smarter than you. No, it's not finished. Ad kan Sichos HaRan. Please, to close.